So there's a secret trick out there that all of your favorite producers have used to help get their beats placed. And today, I'm gonna show you exactly how they do it by using acapellas. Using full vocal acapellas has helped me make some of the best hip hop beats and some of the best EDM songs I have ever made. Not to mention the human voice is like a creative powerhouse, and if you know how to process, chop, and manipulate it correctly, you can go into a lot of different directions. And if you want 14 high quality acapellas to use for your own production that you have the full licensing rights to, make sure you pick up the Slayer production suite. There's not many licenses left, but if you look in the link in the description, you can get it. And if you want some for free, you can also check out these Slayer beta packs. So feel free to check all of that out with the link in the description, and let's get into it. So the first reason I really love acapellas is that if you're trying to make beats, a lot of times producers struggle with leaving enough room for the singer, enough room for the rapper. And what this does is this allows you to battle test your beats before you even send them off. So let me play a song for you I made real quick.
I got the bag of the juice, I got the bag in the cool, I got the patty on wool, I got the stash in the boob, and I'm thumbing, I'm burning her too.
Initially, the thing about this beat was the piano layer right here was actually just a little bit too loud. As you can see, I kind of ducked those higher mids and I turned it down quite a bit because it was just overpowering the vocal. But the second I was able to put that vocal in there, I was able to find exactly like where the melody should sit. Another problem I had was actually some of these percussion sounds. I did this really weird Foley because Slayer actually has some sick Foley in it. And I was using these different Foley sounds and they sounded great, but they were far too loud. And I was able to get them exactly where they needed to be in the mix. And then overall, you know, I'm able to sit there and make this beat. And then once I'm done building around the acapella that was included, all you have to do is you can render two versions. You can take the version with the acapella. If you want to pitch that out there, you can release it as your own song, or you can simply just mute that and then you have a sick beat. And you already know that there's a layer of room already built in. Why? Because you've already battle tested it from the very beginning. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of another record I was working on, and I did use vocals. I built a whole song around these vocals, which I actually like, and I'm gonna release at some point. But I'm gonna show you what happens. I'm just gonna remove them, and you can just hear how even in an EDM track, you have perfect space for a vocalist. So I already had this vocalist I like, but let me just turn off the vocals, and now I have an instrumental that's like perfect for an EDM song. It's almost like ready to go for the singer. And what you can do is if you guys are trying to work with singers, you can even send the version with the vocals and the version without. So they can use that acapella as a reference. And this is a really good technique. If you guys are trying to build those songs that are ready for vocalists, just build them around vocals and then just remove them. So tip number 2 is actually the breakdown of the song. And it's something that I do. If you guys have been watching this channel, you guys know I do this all the time, but it's chopping up the vocal sample into something brand new that sounds fun and exciting. So that main acapella I just played you, I actually flipped it into this for the breakdown. I actually added this little YouTube vocal of somebody breaking up or something. Anyways, and it goes into this chop vocal. And I'm gonna play for you the original, and then I'll play for you what I did. So the chop is actually made out of this vocal right here. Undercover love. It had a little filter on it. But just listen to what I turned it into here.
I've been thinking about our love and how much I miss you.
As you can see, I just sliced and rearranged little bits and processed it a little differently. You can get completely different outcomes. Like, listen to this. And all I did was, I'll just play it apart so you can hear what it's coming out of. But when you chop it up and do all the fun stuff, I could show you a trillion examples of how chopping up these acapellas do really cool things. You can do them with rap acapellas. You can do them definitely with singer stuff because all you're doing is you're rearranging the notes and it'll give it a new swing, a new groove, and a very interesting sound. So this is one of my favorite tricks I like to do. Number 3, the thing you can do with these acapellas is that you actually have full licensing rights to use these in any way you want. You can build a chorus with your beats and sell that beat with access to a chorus on it. You can release a song yourself and not have to even credit any sort of vocalist because a lot of EDM guys do that. And I'm gonna show you a song right here that I made that I plan on releasing. And I'm actually gonna show you a few other big songs that have just used Cymatics vocals inside of it. So first, let me play this one. So this song right here I'm about to play actually has a ton of plays on Spotify. It's a big hit by Kavion, and I'm gonna play the vocal real quick.
Falling down and then rising up, reach the clouds in a state of flow.
Kavion, Don't Worry My Love. Buddy, use the acapella. It's the same fucking thing.
Falling down and then rising up, reach the clouds in a state of flow.
So one of the cool parts is you can just release the music yourself. Why? It's because at the end of the day, especially as a producer, there's so much creativity you can add in, right? This is only one small sample, and it's your job to tell the story of the song and how you want to take it and put your own taste on it. And I think that's one of the most awesome things. And the thing is that records have been sampled for fucking decades now at this point. So this is just a really cool thing that you can do, especially for the fact that you don't have to pay anybody any sort of royalty or licensing right. Also, a song that got billions of plays that did this exact type of thing was actually taking this little pre-drop phrase where a friend of mine says, "Bring that ass back like a boomerang."
Bring that ass back like a boomerang.
And then that essentially became Tiesto's hit record, Boom.
Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
And there are countless examples of our vocals used in hit songs, major placements, and honestly, it all starts with having the right type of vocals and the royalty-free rights to use them. All right, so the fourth thing that I really like to use these acapellas for, and it's something that's kind of been a core of Cymatics products now, is essentially design vocal loops for your projects. But these aren't necessarily like audible words even, they're usually like tones and almost like act like melody enhancers or pads. Right here is a great example of a little piece of a vocal acapella where somebody was doing a little bit of harmonizing. We cut it out, made it to a vocal loop, and it just added so much. Let me play it by itself real quick. And now let me play it with everything together. See, you don't always have to take what you're doing with the acapella and do some sort of front top line, front singing thing. You can just grab little things, and that little human singing touch sitting in the background, I mean, you hear it all the time in R&B music, Drake's music. It can be a really powerful thing for your production. So I would highly recommend taking out little snippets and just creating nice tones for your melodies. The fifth reason I really like to use acapellas is that honestly, if you look at a lot of the most popular music, it always has some sort of vocal on it. Even if you look at a lot of these like veteran producer TikTok hits, there's always some sort of catchy vocal that everybody's doing a thing to or that people can kind of relate to or really just fits the vibe of the track. I think our acapellas is actually a great opportunity to find sometimes only one or two words that just adds a certain layer of catchiness that I think is really, really good. So dive into these acapellas, and sometimes you don't have to use a whole thing. Just look for one or two words maybe that you can repeat that the users really like. Tip number 6 is it helps you get out of beat block and gets you out of like somewhere if you're stuck. So essentially what I like to do is, one, I like to find an acapella maybe that I'm really vibing with. Let me click a couple here.
Cheek, dancing cheek to cheek, got a gun on me.
I'm already fucking with that, very like eerie sounding. So I'm gonna drag that in real quick. And now let me just go into the melodies inside Slayer, and I'm just going to try out different stuff to try to get these things to match, because sometimes if you're kind of feeling beat block, you can just grab an acapella that gives you a great starting point and then try to grab one of our melody loops and then just start to build and get some momentum for yourself. Then when you have this momentum, you can take it in whatever direction you want. So let's see what I find. Kind of fuck with that. Let's see if it fits. Up one to make it match.
Cheek, dancing cheek to cheek, got a gun on me, it comes so easy.
What I can do is, watch, I can take this down a little bit and start playing with some new vibes immediately.
Cheek, dancing cheek to cheek, got a gun on me, it comes so.
See right there, just by putting 2 layers together, I'm already finding a spot like, what the fuck is that? And I might start a new beat just by layering this part. See, I can quickly like test vibes, right? And it didn't take much. All it took was literally just grabbing it, matching up the keys with a melody loop that I thought was kind of cool. I can go grab the stem layers now because we have all the stem layers included. You're going from beat block to having a little palette of ideas you can explore within seconds. And I think acapellas is kind of one of those secret weapons that breaks you out of that beat block instantly and at least gives you something cool to explore. Another thing you can do, I'm gonna show you out of this same acapella. You can actually take something like, so I can take actually a little piece of this acapella. There's actually a really cool trick that you can do with acapellas as well. Find little bits and you can start doing cool stuff like sound design wise, right? Throw some reverb on there. You can set it to cut off. And this is me just fucking around. As you can see, I got a cool little weird lead. It's probably a little detuned, I would take it to C, but that's one cool thing you can do. We create lots of really cool one-shots just out of taking little bits of vocals, making sure we throw them into C, and then honestly just processing the shit out of them. I can make this one sound a billion different ways, but one of the cool parts is that if you're taking it outside of an acapella, it's not your typical like just hitting the C note on a piano. There's a lot of weird nuance because a person's singing an acapella that when you translate that to a one-shot, then translate that to a chord, you can get really cool like kind of like outcomes. Tip number 8, some of the biggest producers in the entire world have gotten big on one thing, and it's happened time and time again. And to be honest, a lot of those records pop off, and I've even seen a lot of DJs these days getting the AI to re-export the vocal with another AI because then it's like something about the performance rights, like it switches because technically it's considered like a cover, right? It's all a lot of gray area, but honestly, there's a lot of singers out there who actually love and welcome remixes. You can go look at the labels and see which ones are more friendly towards remixing songs, but I think that's a really cool way to use acapellas. Anyways, that concludes this video. If you guys want these 14 acapellas in different genres and stuff, not to mention over 27 gigabytes of incredible stuff, I highly recommend you guys check out Slayer. Keep in mind, it is really hard to get any singer in the industry to give up vocals without some sort of royalty rights, and that's what we kind of paid top dollar for. And when you guys get a license to something like Slayer, that's one of the really awesome parts about it is that you can do whatever you want to with these vocals. Sell beats, release on Spotify, get sync licensing, you can do anything you want. Anyways, be sure to check that out. It is almost sold out, and I'm sorry if it's already sold out by the time you're watching this video, but you still can go to the link in the description and get the free version of Slayer, the free beta pack, which does have vocals in there as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I can't wait till you start making stuff. Peace out.